Hello and welcome to Seven. And I'm your host, your principal, and your test card placeholder, it seems, Matthew Mills. And if you're thinking to yourself that the tone of my voice is deliberately reflecting a more upbeat tone than usual, you'd be right, because we're breathing life into some more compliance today, Consumer Duty Part 2, and the Consumer Textualisation, or the Principles and Practices of Positive Outcome. But to elevate this even further, I'm going to defer to our special guest presenter, Bosun Bear. Now, as you'll remember from part 1, and if you didn't attend, shame on you, but we'll put a placeholder here and you can click back and have a look at that. Our regulator, the FCA, has launched a new regime to guide our actions in dealing with retail clients and specifically focus on good outcomes. I won't go into any more detail here, and you can go back and refresh your memory now. Now, the Consumer Duty is specifically targeted at helping retail clients. And here we have our exemplar retail clients, Jane and Jeff Doe. Both actually moved into a house that they bought together in Hertfordshire in the last couple of weeks since the last presentation, which is great news for them. And they, from the previous presentation, clearly understand the principles of consumer duty, but are asking quite laudably, but what does it actually look like in practice? And here we are joined by our former and now, again, head of public relations, Bosun Bear, who's going to take it from here. Now, as if you've worked with us before, you'll know that everything we do is about process, because that's how you can actually monitor, matriculate, and help ensure better, more positive outcomes for people. And as you might expect, we have a fully articulated standard operating procedure for consumer duty. I won't go into it now, but if you'd like to see a copy, you're more than welcome, and we're going to deal with the headlines here. Now, everything that we do is driven by our mission, our raison d'etre, and our purpose in life. You can read it for yourself here, but it's based upon the principle articulated by Mahatma Gandhi, smart man, like his quote, which is that we want to be the difference we want to see in the world. We want the world to be a better place, which we try to do one person at a time, and our consumer duty strategy is based on that. Now, the delivery of our mission is guided by a series of values and principles, which is how we comport ourselves in doing so. And our core values are authenticity, integrity, and humanity, which is basically we take people one at a time, we put people first, and we don't try to be anything that we're not. And if you're doubting my commitment to this in any way, shape, or form, I can actually confirm without any degree of irony that I do have this tattooed about my person. So, having decided what we're all about, what is our proposition? And it's essentially it's simple and straightforward, streamlined financial planning, which is designed to be inherently clear, fair, and understandable for everyone, easy to engage with and to navigate, where we co-align our interests and we go back to a principle that we've used for decades now, which is leveraging the collective strength of our practice for the benefit of all of our members. And then there's the process by which we deliver our proposition, which is we identify your objectives and the benchmarks of progress towards them. We'll plan how you're going to get there, the best ways to the best tax strategies and investment strategies to do that. We'll advise you on what those are. We'll then implement, review, and critically, we'll adapt your strategy to the relative benchmarks to maximise positive outcomes as we go along, rather than simply fire and forget, which is really what we're focusing on here, which is how maybe our industry used to be a couple of decades ago. Now, key to delivering positive outcomes is making great choices at the beginning and then throughout the advice life cycle. So our advice process is designed to empower informed choice. We spend a lot of time communicating with our clients and making things clear. We have a collegiate approach to what we do, encouraging active engagement. The worst thing, in fact, which can happen is someone abdicating responsibility for their planning to their advisor. It's much better if we work together to do that. Big favourite is clear, plain English explanations of the options that are available to you, and also help you to develop realistic expectations about how things are going to work, what is achievable and what is not. Now, our industry is jam-packed full of dark jargon and exclusive language, and it sometimes makes it a bit difficult to penetrate what we're talking about, what it actually means, and how that applies to our financial planning. So big part of our focus is on supporting understandings of how the solutions we recommend will actually do what they're going to do to you, so that everything is made clear and transparent. Also, we spend a great deal of our time helping you understand and maintain awareness of the performance of what you're engaged with in the longer term, and when there might be opportunities to act and maybe to change things. Maybe the world changes. A great example being we had to adapt ourselves to a global pandemic, an economic shutdown that lasted nearly 2 years, and then the resulting economic turbulence that's followed that. In order to do that, we engage with a wide range of learning styles through a communications program that involves direct contact, video blogs, briefings, investment commentaries, and so forth. The principal focus of Consumer Duty is delivering positive outcomes. So essentially making sure that whatever strategy we've decided on at the outset remains pertinent, doesn't become redundant, and is actually continues to be fit for purpose. So having identified your objectives and the benchmarks of a progress, we'll also engage with regular reviews to ensure that we're keeping on track. One of the things that we do as a practice is we build a collection of valuation and plan data as we go along, creating a real lifetime cash flow trajectory against which we can compare with benchmarks we might have set at the beginning. So benchmark growth rates versus actual growth rates we're achieving, which allows us through regular annual reviews to adjust our course and our strategy if we need to, or if opportunities present ourselves to do so. And you'd be disappointed if there wasn't at least a nod towards Star Trek here, being an absolutely enormous fan, as is both and Perry, in fact. Boldly going together, no split infinities here, thanks very much. A core founding principle of SE7EN and any previous incarnations has been the co-alignment of all of our interests, is that we will all rise together. We have done it in the past, and more recently leveraged economies of scale for the benefit of everyone, and we've achieved that recently with absolutely fantastic platform terms from our chief investment partner, Quilter, which has all been about scale and helping to support us and our clients going into the future. We're also working with all of our members of the practice towards a vision which is articulated at the back of our terms of business, if you actually want to go back and have a look at that. And that's where we see the market going, how we will adapt our practice to remain pertinent and to deliver the best possible value and outcomes for our clients. And ultimately, all of this is founded on the idea that you engage with people first, business follows. And there you are, Consumer Duty Part 2 in the bag. But what have we learned? As a practice, SE7EN has a clear mission and values embedded in our culture. We have a clear and simple proposition to support meeting positive outcomes for all of our clients. This includes frequent engagement and empowering understanding to make really great informed choices, and obviously adjusting course on that basis as we need to, as we move towards your objectives. Ultimately, we put people first, and we will be the change that we want to see in the world. A lofty ambition which we're working really hard to deliver. And marking the end of this video is the traditional statement that it is intended to inform, to educate, to entertain, and most certainly does not represent advice in any way, shape or form. However, if you would like to have a serious conversation, maybe in the context of a strategic review of your financial planning relative to its benchmarks, what it's actually been doing, then please do not hesitate to contact us, and we'll look forward to hearing from you soon.